Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
So we can fulfill the promise of America for all people, all of our people. And it's not going to be fulfilled so long as the sacred right to vote remains under attack. From restrictive laws, threats of intimidation, voter purges, and more. An assault that offends the very democracy, our very democracy. We can't rest till the promise of equality is fulfilled for every one of us in every corner of this nation.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's not fulfilled? I'm just curious. I mean, Juneteenth is going to be a federal holiday. I don't know if you get it off today, tomorrow, Monday. I don't know. Probably not till next year. And it's yet another federal holiday. I was reading this. They're up to what, like 45? Like holiday days off. It's fantastic. What a gig. What a gig. But just curious as to the entire, until there's equality. There's not equality? No, there's not, Chad. You know that. Life's not equal anywhere, kids. I'm here to tell you that. I don't want to burst your bubble. But life isn't equal anywhere. Nature. Nowhere. And I'm not talking about whether or not like when you talk about the voting rights, this is a perfect example. You can't ask for an ID. It's racist. Why is it racist? Because, no, tell me why. Tell me why it's racist to ask for an ID. Tell me why it's racist. You don't say the same thing about cigarettes. Well, that's just being stupid now. No, I'm honest. You don't say the same thing about when you have to go give your ID to buy damn cough syrup. Tell me why. That's a fair question. Stop making victims when there shouldn't be victims. Juneteenth's going to be a holiday. Okay. How does that make you feel? Are you upset? I'm like, no, I don't. It sounds got zero problems. We should celebrate that. Absolutely. What we shouldn't celebrate is the insanity of what's going on right now and the craziness of this game that is being perpetuated by the media and the left. Right? Oh, Chad, you see going after the left here because it's no, I'm serious. And I'm not talking about the average Democrat liberal person. I'm talking about the uber progressive left and the media that plays this game about narratives and BS and won't ever get to real questions about certain things because they got a game to play. Over the weekend, Austin, Texas, there was a shooting. Everybody familiar with what took place there? Everybody? Yeah? Okay. The Austin Statesman had an article about it because it was an ongoing situation. The whole thing, it was big. There's a bunch of people shot. There's a whole 9 yards. My goodness, this is a crazy person. This is an active shooter. This is what the editor's note put inside of the Austin statement. I want you guys to understand this. You want to about perpetuating the media as being weird or wacky or crazy? Police have only released a vague description of the suspect shooter as of Saturday morning. The American Statesman is not including the description as it's too vague at the time to be useful to identify the shooter, and such publication could be harmful in perpetuating stereotypes. They knew it was a black male. Okay. It ended up being, as they put it, eventually, when they had to come out with it, it was two black males who were arrested. Apparently, there was large groups of people, and somebody said something to somebody. They were younger. I think a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old arrested. But the fact that we're not going to do that is insane. And if you don't think, oh, Chad, you're being silly. I work in a newsroom. The edicts that come down at times are insane. It is. It's crazy. No, we can have honest conversations. But when I hear stuff like Mr. Empathy there, it's all about creating victims. Because it's easier to create a victim than to do some of the other hard work and have honest conversations. This is a dad, Illinois. Ty Smith's his name. He's black, by the way. Talking about critical race theory. And the thing that we've talked about the entire time. It's not teaching kids anything other than to look at each other's skin, based on that, have a hierarchy, create a victim, and perpetuate things.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, stand up, 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious?
Well, wait a minute. Now, he says something like that. Uber progressives and people on the left are going to come after him because how dare you do that when you know all of these other people are victims and you probably grew up with all kinds of privilege. You probably grew up with all kinds of privilege and happened to get to that point. There's going to be some sort of narrative that comes with it because now it's about that. It's about creating victims. It's much easier to do than have real conversations.
What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't gonna be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't gonna let you get no, oh, you know you're not gonna be able to do it here because you know the white man gonna keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I work for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? Of this the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me?
By the way, most of the people inside of the place where he's giving a speech are black. And they're not into this. They're unhappy with a lot of what they're seeing. Because they're at the point now where they're like, we're getting taken advantage of. People are making money off this. We're being told by these people over here in the media and these education groups and these people that are coming out of the woodwork who see an opportunity to make money and do all that it's a great way to profit and continue to spin a story, all the while saying we're here to help you and we're going to be offended for you if we need be.
This is what we come to now. I can't believe we're even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm going to say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what? Their character, not their skin. If they letting this stuff go on right now, it is absolutely doing the complete reverse of what he's doing. So when February comes, don't talk about Martin Luther King. When February comes, don't talk about Black History Month. Y'all going to sit there and just pretty much pee on his grave with this nonsense? That's exactly what's about to happen.
I'm telling you guys right now, this guy, he's on it. He's real. He's putting it out there. And it's so, I get so frustrated because, look, there's a difference between being politically correct and woke and being able to have an honest conversation that may hurt some people's feelings and they may hurt your feelings, whatever it's all about, but also trying to come to a point where we can have a path forward. You know, Bill Maher joked that the left is terrified of progressivism, right? They've got this progressivism where the phobia of it because we've come so far, and we don't want to acknowledge that because it's a business. It's not about the color of the skin; it's about the amount of money that you can make. It's a business. So what do you do in a business? You continue to perpetuate all of this insane, crazy lies and BS that go on all the time. I'm not saying people don't have privilege. I'm not saying there isn't advantages. I'm not saying any of those things aren't true. But the reality is where they're taking us in this country, where they want to take us, how they're pushing us in a way that is insane, where you can't even well, what's the suspect look like? Can't tell you. You'll have to guess. Why? Well, we don't want anybody to have their feelings hurt. More from the guy who's got 2 medical degrees, Ty Smith.
Nobody want to get to the heart of the matter, get to the meat of the matter, get to the moral of the story. When it all comes down to it, the person that's going to be suffering from this, the one's going to be hurt from this, is the Kids, 10 years from now, if this stuff goes on, whose fault is it going to be? Whose fault is it going to be? Who we going to look back on and blame for this? Because this is stuff we talking about right now. I'm in the hood. I'm in the communities. I've been doing stuff since I was 18 years old, talking to black folks. And you know what? None of them are buying this nonsense. None of them are. I guarantee you to the day that I die, I'm going to be the very person right there debunking stuff, tearing stuff down, letting them know they can do exactly what I did and get exactly where I am by putting themselves to work and getting there. And ain't not one white person ever going to keep any of them from getting there. So the CRT stuff, BS.
Boom. Absolutely. 110%. It's crap. We can have conversation. We can have honesty. We don't need to whitewash the past, but teach it all. But when you go and do what they're trying to do, and it's not just about, and I talk about this all the time, it's not just about critical race theory in schools and this day. You know what it is? It's starting to seep into all kinds of situations where everybody's life is changing in ways. It's great. It's good. No, we're all changing in ways that we talk. We're self-censoring ourselves. We're no longer saying, hey, that person's a good person based on who that person is. Now it's that person doesn't really matter because they're some sort of victim. So automatically they're a good person. BS. Enough is enough.
Lastly, we are talking about our kids. We are talking about our children. What's so sickening about me, I love the Discovery Channel. You will see that on the Discovery Channel, animals will put their lives on the line to protect their children from danger.
Yeah. And he said he'd do the same for his kids to protect them from this stuff. Damn Skippy. Absolutely. Enough's enough. Really is. I think in this country, I've said it for a long time, the Civil War that's here now has nothing to do with guns, and it has all to do with the cultural civil war and the battle that's going on about trying to reshape history, remake history. And instead of progressing forward and moving together as one, all we're trying to do is put each other in special boxes of evil white people over here, victims here. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Rough Greens makes pet food better. My dog loves Rough Greens. It's weird. He'll lick the bowl clean. It's got all of these amazing things in this supplement that you just sprinkle on top of your dog's food, and it brings it to life. The thing that I love about Rough Greens is it's simple. It's just a bag, a little sprinkle on top, like you're just giving a little seasoning to his food, and it's got all these vitamins, minerals, all these amazing, healthy things. But that mixture has changed my dog's life. It went from a point where we were thinking about, we may have to put him to sleep because his joints and his arthritis were so bad, to the point where he is living his best life now. Now, Rough Greens want you to try it before you buy it. Simple and easy. You go to ruffgreens.com/chat. Don't take it from me. Take it from them. They're putting their money where their mouth is. You pay for the shipping. They give you a bag for free. Try it right now. ruffgreens.com/chat, ruffgreens.com/chat, or call 833-MY-DOG-77, 833-MY-DOG-77. Rough Greens makes any pet food better. Chad Benson Show.
Boys, give me a bowl of chili with plenty of peppers.
One Mexican heartburn. Why don't you mugs grow up?
The Chad Benson Show, where independent, a la carte thinkers have a seat at the table and a voice in the dialogue.
I'll have what she's having.
This is Chad Benson.
In the battle for your bucks, major retailers are preparing to compete with Amazon's Prime Day. Amazon is promising 48 straight hours of deep discounts starting Monday. Target also announcing its Deal Days event, offering 3 days of savings with no membership required. And Walmart teasing what they call Black Friday-like savings during its 4-day sales event.
Yeah, Amazon Prime Day is fun. I'm excited about it. Because whether or not, it's like, it's always funny. People are like, Amazon's horrible, and they treat their people like crap. Where'd you get that? I ordered it on Amazon. Say, oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Well, where else am I going to get it? Right? I'm not going to go to a store. That's silly. Right? Like, because I don't like Target or Walmart either. Okay. It's like, you can't win. And it's great, too. Like, we all said it because we're so hypocritical. Oh, it's horrible. Well, that's awesome, though. That price is cheap. It's cheap. Should give it to mom and pop. Well, mom and pop are great, but they're $50 more. Yeah, they are. They are. They're $50 more. Ugh, sometimes you want to. And that's the problem. Like, we want, it's like, we want all of this stuff to come back here, and we want them make the iPhones here, do everything here, get away from what's going on over there in slave labor. And I totally agree. But then if you ask the people, are you willing to pay X amount of dollars more? Most people are like, no. Well, why not? Well, I mean, I just, it's no, because people don't want to. It's like we want it here. Like we want everybody to make $1,000 an hour, but we don't want to pay for things that would increase with price. It's like, is there a unicorn-topia where everybody is uber rich and has high speed internet and at the same time it's all free? Yeah, there is. It's called your imagination. That's what it's called. Now, Prime Day. I'm going to buy something. I know it.
Amazon giving ABC News a preview of what to watch for. Like 50% off this Echo Dot, 25% off Mario Kart Live, part of their toy selection for kids, and up to 40% off on Graco baby products.
Amazon Dot. What's an Amazon Dot? I feel like I'm missing something. Is that one of those things that, what are those? Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. I don't know what I'd do with it, but I might need it. Oh, look at that. See, what else they got? Oh, they got all kinds of deals. Yeah. Oh, the TV deals are insane. You could buy a 24-inch TV for $99. I'm just throwing that out there, guys. 55-inch, $349. Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, stand up, 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious?
I love that guy. Of course you do, Chad, because you are a cisgendered white male. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to deny I'm a cisgendered white male. I know. First of all, I'm just a dude. That's the way I go with that. Why is it important? Because it is. It's important to everybody nowadays. It is. Look, we all want to be judged about who we are as a human being, but only after we're judged about what victim class that we are a part of in the world of intersectionality. Where do you rank on the hierarchy? That is a dad in Illinois, Ty Smith. He's a doctor. He's not happy about any of the stuff that's going on in critical race theory. I agree 110%. I think it's insane. I think it's absolutely insane. The stuff that they're trying to, first of all, when I was a kid going to school, it was like, I want to get some knowledge, right? The knowledge of just the stuff, the day-to-day functionality knowledge. Like college will teach you the rest, and life will teach you the most. That's it. It's not that way anymore. Now you've got, I call them tactivists. You got a lot of teacher activists. You've got a lot of this insane stuff that's thrown out there. And I love what this guy said. It's a bunch of crap. What keeps you down? And look, I'm not saying life isn't harder for some people, because you know it is. Life's harder for some people. Life's easier for some people. Some people were born with a silver spoon, as they say, and other people were born with no spoon. Here's the thing. We live in the greatest country in the world. We're just talking about this off the air. It's Amazon Prime Days next week, right? 2 days, 48 hours of insanity. 48 hours. 48 hours of buying crap we don't need because we can. And we're going to soak it up. Oh, that sounds amazing. I don't need anything. This is a 70-inch TV for $500? It's one of those crappy ones. Oh, it's a Toshiba. Well, might need that. I don't know. Why not? Because my 65-inch just isn't doing it for me anymore. 70-inch sounds wonderful. We live in the greatest country in the history of the world. Wealth beyond belief. Even our poor people have more money than a majority of the globe. We live in a world where white people can't get water or a meal. But once in a great while, we can go to a sporting event and they will shoot hot dogs from a cannon. People are starving in other countries. But by the way, poverty, comparatively to what it was many, many moons ago, has been really crushed. Not saying it's not out there. But what we have in excess is insane. What'd you do last night? Went to a sporting event. A ginormous furry animal shot hot dogs at me with a cannon surrounded by pretty girls. Think about that. Yeah, we sit here and we talk about all the things that we don't have. Oh, God, you just don't understand. It's because of this. It's because of that. It's because of this. It's not. And critical race theory is insane. Critical race theory is nuts. I'm not saying we don't talk about race, and I'm saying we don't talk about things. But what so much of what this is, and I've seen it with my little brothers and the stuff that they're doing, who were in elementary school and high school, this isn't about teaching them things. This is about indoctrination and insanity. It's nuts. More from Ty.
What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff, because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't gonna be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't gonna let you get no, oh, you know you're not gonna be able to do it here because you know the white man gonna keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I work for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? Of this the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what people are saying. And you know it's a bunch of crap. It continues to be so. Again, I'm not saying there's not advantages, but there's advantages of races in different countries. Again, go to China. Is there white privilege in China? No, I don't think so. Well, now you're just... No, I'm being honest. Let's have a conversation. Yesterday we passed a new law, Juneteenth, to celebrate the end of slavery, right? To celebrate the end of slavery. June 19th, 1865, to celebrate that. That's great. We need to move ahead. And I think for a lot of people out there, the frustration is, and by the way, that guy there, that doctor, he's talking to a group of predominantly black people who are sick and tired of being put into a box and told, this is what you are, and the reason you're that way is because you're a victim of all of this other stuff, and luckily, you've got this white person to come save you. Luckily for you. Thank goodness. Aren't you happy for that? No. It's just nuts. It really is. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from every single one of you. This I found to be hilarious. Meghan McCain and Whoopi get into the usual cat fight that goes on The View on a daily basis as Meghan McCain says something, and then usually Whoopi's the voice of reason and a referee, but this time not so much.
It's the press's job to speak truth to power, and just because Biden has gotten a pass so far, which he has and continues to do, it is in no one's best interest to treat him like it's state TV. And as Sarah pointed out, that is the biggest difference between us and Russia.
Yeah, the thing that I never saw Trump do was apologize to anybody. And I will take it. Sometimes I'm rude to somebody. We're all like that.
I don't care.
Let me just finish what I'm saying.
Well, with all due respect, I don't care if he's apologizing. He just embarrassed himself.
Yeah. Let's be real. The press has given Biden beyond a pass. It's ridiculous. I mean, did you see that Brian Stelter thing? He's like, what do we get wrong about? What do we get wrong about Biden? I don't think Biden's a bad guy. I think he's the sharpest tool in the shed anymore. Right? I told somebody yesterday, I said, he's like a knife, but a knife that's been kind of worn. It's got a little rust on it. Doesn't really cut very well anymore. Right? I mean, still recognize it as a knife. And I'm not saying it's a knife that to the point where you throw it away, but you do understand. And the press just so ridiculous. Listen to this. This is a New York Times author, opinion writer, blah, 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 John Meacham, right? And he works for he used to be the editor, like, Newsweek and all this stuff. Listen to him gush. So the press is supposed to be the press. Right? I always tell everybody, media now is what it is. And media used to be like, oh, yeah, you're part of the media, right? But journalists, that's the press. Like, I'm coming here, I'm going to give the who, what, when, how, and why, and I'm going to report on it, and I'll ask you some tough questions and stuff like that, and that's it. And then I'm going to write this thing out, and I'm going to put it out there, and then everybody else can make up their opinion on what it is. Did we ask the right questions? This, that, and, I mean, that's kind of what journalism is supposed to be. That's what it was at one time. Where you're like, the journalist could have been the Walter Cronkite, could have been the most left human being on earth, which he was very left, and you would have never known. No, because his job wasn't to get his opinion out there. Now, media's changed. There's too much, competition for a lot of places. I mean, Brian Stelter, Joe Rogan destroyed him yesterday. Because why? I mean, I've said for the last years, their competition isn't Fox. It's not MSNBC. It's not CNN. It's YouTube. It's YouTube. Stelter and a lot of those other people hate the fact that the likes of Crowder, Rogan. Have you ever watched The Hill? The Rising on the Hill? All of the get more views, have more followers, blow them out of the water on a daily basis, and they're like, "But we're journalists." Yeah, okay. First of all, you're not interesting. Secondly, you stop being a journalist. It's hard to be a journalist when you're not taking things that you do for a living seriously. When you're advocating and you're fawning, and that's the whole thing with Biden. It's fawning over Biden. I get there was going to be a certain amount of that. And again, Trump, Meghan McCain was right. He embarrassed himself sometimes. And sometimes it was so blown out of proportion because the media lived for it. And they couldn't stand the guy. But listen to this. This is John Meacham again. An editor, former editor, he's author, and he's a contributing writer to the New York Times. Listen to this. Listen to the fawning.
So this felt to me as though there was kind of two tributaries meeting. The president talking about how important our values are. That's one tributary. The other was this is a very practical man who believes in these ideals, who believes that diplomacy is hard work. As you say, it's meat and potatoes. You just keep plugging. And there was, I guess my insight watching the press conference yesterday was there was a kind of poetry in his prose. Does that make sense? Not literally his prose, but just the whole, it was straightforward. And by being so straightforward, it seemed kind of elevating to me.
Oh, it does. Do you need to go clean yourself off? Can we get him a towel? Just out of curiosity. So do you think if he does something that he doesn't agree with, Biden, that this guy's going to go out and write a hit piece on him? Right? And by that, I mean anything that might be truthful. It's a joke. You wonder why we don't get real thing and people don't trust the media? How can you trust the media? How do you trust the media? It's what you don't hear and don't see that you should really ask questions. It goes for Fox and, and all of these other, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times. It's what you don't see. It's what's not put out there. That is usually the part of the story that you're like, oh, that's the missing piece to this. Oh, you left out that. You left out the headline. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from every single one of you. MyPillow. I love my MyPillow. But Chad, I'm like, product's amazing. And they make it here in the United States of America. How cool is that? Right? Like stuff gets made in the U.S. Yeah, stuff does get made in the U.S. Right now, the MyPillow, right? Like, so it's the MyPillow, the one. It's $29.98, $40 off. $5 more for the king size. Not going to go flat. Not going to wake up with a headache. You're going to feel refreshed. Washable machine. You throw it right there in the dryer. After you wash it, boom, away it goes. It's awesome. 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. And did I say made in the USA? Can't understate that enough. Overstate that enough. Made in the USA is awesome. Not a lot is. How many of us are wearing something right now that's not made in the USA? Probably most of us. You will love your MyPillow. Get your MyPillow now. Go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code Benson. And when you do that, here's something for you. Check out all the other great discounts on the Giza Dream Sheets, the My Slippers, the mattress toppers, the towels, everything. Deep discounts across the board. MyPillow.com. Promo code Benson, MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. Get your MyPillow now, $29.98, $40 saving, MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. Chad Benson Show.
I'm so tired. I'm exhausted.
If you're part of the politically exhausted majority, don't fear. Your time to be validated and rejuvenated is here. Wake up. It's the Chad Benson Show.
You guys remember Silver Spoons? Rick Schroeder. Somewhere along the line, Rick's kind of lost his mind. I like what he stands for in some of the things that he does, but at the same time, like, the Foo Fighters doing their own thing. You want to come to our concert, you got to be vaccinated. Okay, hey, dude, it's your concert, right? It's like, that's fine. That's it. That's what you want. Your concert. Rick Schroeder's not happy.
This week, Foo Fighters played a small club in the LA area to get ready for Sunday's big gig, where they'll reopen Manhattan's famed Madison Square Garden. And to get into the LA gig, you had to show proof of a COVID-19 vaccine. Sunday's Madison Square Garden show will also require proof of vaccination. That didn't sit well with some, including Silver Spoons and NYPD Blue Star Ricky Schroeder, who was spotted with anti-vaccine protesters outside the club. He also posted on Facebook calling Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl an ignorant punk who needs to be slapped for supporting discrimination.
Settle down there, Rick. I think we should have a fight. It's about time. Now you're saying, Chad, who do you have in this particular skirmish? Who would be the person you would choose should they fight? If you're thinking Dave Grohl, you were correct. Although Ricky has put on a few lbs, I'm not going to lie to you. I just find the whole thing bizarre. I didn't know he was that much of an anti-vaxxer. Look, do I find the whole thing stupid about being vaccinated and otherwise you can't come to our show? Absolutely. I mean, look, if half of you are vaccinated, what do you care if the person next to you is not vaccinated? Well, they could have it. Well, they're not going to give it to you. Yeah, but they could give it to somebody else. Yeah, but they've made their choice, right? Like, they've made a choice. Their choice is, I don't want to get vaccinated. For whatever reason. Could be religious. It's possible. Small group. Could be. They have allergies to something inside these vaccines, and their doctor, on medical advice from a person who's a doctor, said, you know what? No, this isn't healthy for you. This could cause issues. Okay. Or it could be this crazy thing called, I want to wait and see. Just give it some time. I'm making a choice not to. Oh, my Lord. It's nuts. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. This weekend movies, if you're going to go see a movie, if you are, I recommend Quiet Place 2 or The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Second installment. First Hitman Bodyguard had Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, and Samuel L. Jackson. So does this one. And it looks funny. I predict it will have a solid weekend. Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, stand up, 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious?
Yes. Completely. 110%. Well, wait, what do you mean? I mean, no. I mean, come on now. You're probably not even real. You're probably not even real. You're probably not even a doctor. You're an actor playing a part because you, being a person of color, black. You saying something like this, saying something that critical race theory is going to do more to divide than unite, that is wrong. It's a lie. We want to do it like Martin Luther King say. Judge us for the color of our skin, who we love, who we identify as, not what we're about as a human being, not the character of what's inside of us, that content, if you will, judges specifically for the things like skin and LGBT and whatever else, intersectionality, victimhood thing. That's what he meant. Absolutely.
This is what we come to now. I can't believe we're even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm going to say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what?
No, you're wrong. He wanted people to be judged specifically and solely on the color of their skin, who they love, what they identify on. That is it. I think you guys got that speech wrong.
Not their skin. If they letting this stuff go on right now, it is absolutely doing the complete reverse of what he's doing. So when February comes, don't talk about Martin Luther King. When February comes, don't talk about Black History Month. Y'all gonna sit there and just pretty much pee on his grave with this nonsense? That's exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah. He's right. It's like so stupid. It is. Oh, Chad, you're just a white male that is talking about this. Or whatever. I mean, again, why? Who cares what color somebody is talking about this nonsense? I'm a parent. I'm a human being. Don't tell me how I should think. I will tell you how you should think. I don't care what you think. If you think critical race theory is the greatest thing in the history of the world, and that every kid should be judged strictly by what's taken place in the past. So if you're a young African American or a person of color, let's be real, we're talking mostly about Black America and white America, right? We never look over. So, you're never looking over at the Japanese kid. Good, you get what we're saying here. Like that, we're not talking about you, right? This is what this is, because the narrative's perfect for television too. It's perfect for television. Got to divide, man. Got to divide. It's not about dividing and conquering. It's about dividing up the money. It's insane. It is. It truly is. Like, from a common sense point of view. Oh, you're just a white male who's uber conservative. I have some conservative ideas. I have some liberal ideas. If you listen to the show, you know that. More libertarian than anything else. Independent, free thinking. Love it. Curious about everything. Want to know about stuff. The more I know, the more I realize I don't know. And I'm not afraid to say that. But in saying all of those things, I'm also raising children. And I tell them all the time, be what you want. Love who you want. As long as you're not hurting somebody, you can do what you want. Everybody is on an equal plane. Some people have it better than others. I tell my kids all the time, you guys are blessed. You guys live in a different world that I didn't grow up in. You have a lot more. But don't take the things that you have for granted. It's great. Somebody said the other day, I see pictures of your son and it's just great because all of his friends I said, they're his friends. That's it. Because his best friend's black and his other friend is Asian and his other friend they're just good kids and they love each other. And that's all that matters. I love the fact that he's growing up in a world that should be colorblind. But every day we're being reminded by people, no, don't be colorblind. I know that's what we said for years. Now it's judge that person solely by the color of their skin, not the content in their heart. Judge that person by what special part of this ladder of victimhood they're on. Treat people good. Try to be less of a Richard. I think that's kind of a good thing. But this is about money. This is about indoctrination in a lot of ways. And yes, when I've seen some of the stuff that my little brothers are going through in their school, then my mom's like, no, it's not happening. They're not going to participate in this. Oh, it's because first of all, let me tell you about the color of the rainbow that is my family. If you saw my family, you'd say there's no way that that's your family. Where did you get? We are a mixed bunch of everything. But my little brother Dakota, a little Latin flavor, and my other little brother Elijah, super Latin flavor. And we joke all the time because when they do some of these things and they're putting, my mom pulls them right out and says, no, they're not doing this. And the reason's pretty simple. So it's like, none of this is helping them. First of all, it's school. How about the basics first? I've seen some test scores. Little bit of basics first. Then if you want to get later on, way later, down to some activism. Okay. And Jack's mom, I know she won't show me that stuff because I've talked to Jack about it because I'll be like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Hopes all is well with you on this beautiful, amazing Friday. Guys, it wouldn't be a Friday if we didn't talk about how we should be terrified.
The Alpha variant or the UK variant that we have here, we saw that quickly become the dominant strain in a period of 1 or 2 months. And I anticipate that is going to be what happens with the Delta strain here.
Fear! What's the Delta strain? First of all, so is that a new weed strain? No, it's not. Well, probably is somewhere, but not here. They're talking about, yes, kids, the latest coronavirus that has come to attack us, the Delta strain. This one apparently was born out of India and caused a lot of havoc over there. I'm going to be open and honest with you. India's got a lot of problems. Yeah, there's a lot of issues over there in India, I think, and this did cause a lot of it. Well, it spreads faster than everything else. I know it does. Everything spreads faster. Have you noticed that? Everything is 25,000 times easier to spread. This one right here spreads at 1 billion quadrillion a second. You've already had it. You didn't even know it. What can I do about it?
As viruses mutate, they do so with some advantage to the virus. One of those advantages could be that it evades our vaccines, and that's really what we're actively trying to prevent, which is why we're really encouraging people to get vaccinated.
Yeah. I'm vaccinated. You are? Did you turn into a houseplant? I did not. Not that I wasn't trying, but no, I did not. So I looked it up, the Delta variant, because that's the big fear, right? We're going to get some sort of variant that's going to come along that's going to be like Barry Sims, right? It's going to be like Patrick Mahomes. For those of you who are a little bit older, you go and look at some of the greats, football players, and and newer ones. You'd recognize Patrick Mahomes, right? So that are able to evade this. Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about that. This is all right. Do not have to worry about this. It's all good. Looks like everything with this one is okay. The Delta doesn't really do anything if you've been vaccinated. Whew, thank goodness. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. We got a little nature. Going to mess you up. UFO stuff, too. God. So it's the 25th, I think. That would be next Friday. A week from today is the day when we get the farcical UFO in front of everybody thing that, you never find that out in those meetings. Like nobody's coming out and saying, oh yeah, we do have UFOs. Like and everything's, the good stuff's going to be redacted. But there is some stuff out there that they have seen that we won't see because at the end of it's government still. Government's not giving you everything. It's all going to have black lines through it, even though it's not supposed to. And so we're a week away from that. We got some good UFO stuff. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. Ray Cons. Best earbuds around. Best. Put them in your ears. Amazing, right? It's just the tip of it, right? The new soft gel tip makes the noise isolating fit better. Seamless Bluetooth pairing. How many of us out there get frustrated with the Bluetooth pairing? It happens, right? You have to worry about that with this. The case itself is a charging case, which means you charge it up. The case itself charges earbuds, 24 hours charge time. No stems, no wires. The sound quality is second to none. And the price point, well, kids, nothing is as good as this. Starts well under $100. Oh, what? Get your Raycons now. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. When you do that, guess what you get? 15% off. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. 45-day happiness guarantee. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. Chad Benson Show.
Deep states? No. Deep doo-doo? Yeah. The Chad Benson Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Now it's time to find out what's trending.
What's trending? Yeah, what does that mean? I mean something, right? Like it's trending on the old internet. What's trending?
Let us take a peek and find out what's trending in the interwebs. First, we start over in Twitter. Supreme Court, a couple rulings yesterday. First, Obamacare. The second was Supreme Court sided with Philadelphia Catholic Agency in dispute over same-sex foster parents. 9-0, by the way. So, 9-0. What did I tell you about? Most cases are 8-1, 9-0, 8-0. People say, how could it be 8-0? Because sometimes, especially with newer judges, they may have ruled on something in the lower court, and they will say, I'm going to recuse myself from this because I've already made my rule. John Stockton apparently is criticized for appearing in a new documentary series that reportedly platforms COVID-19 conspiracies. So John Stockton of basketball fame, also short fame, is apparently a conspiracy theorist, according to people who say that that's what you are. Based on what? Based on the fact that we say you were that. Chrissy Teigen, we're going to touch on the nightmare that is really who she is, actually. Some of the stuff that she has done is just insane. And you know me, I don't like canceling anything or anybody or seeing anybody lose a gig. But if there was ever a person where you look and go, yeah, it might be her. It might be her. Head over to Google. Juneteenth, federal holiday. Do you think people are thinking to themselves, what's Juneteenth about? They're just thinking to myself. They're thinking, do I get the day off? Is it tomorrow? Most businesses will operate as normal, they're saying. It's next year when most things will go into effect. Next year. Next year. It's next year. Supreme Court also. Alex Harville is trending. If you don't know who he is, he's a daredevil bike rider, or should I say he was. He's getting ready to break the world record of which he held for long jump. And he crashed. And it killed him. It was awful. But, I mean, it's, you know, his friends and family saying, look, he died doing what he loved doing. And he was practicing his jump, and he cleared it fine, but you could tell that when he's making the jump, it's like 297 feet or 298 feet, that the other side, the dirt ramp thing that he was going to land on, was too high. So his front tire hit it, and then you see him flip off. And it was, it's tough. But dude was doing what he loved to do. And when you're a daredevil, like this is, you've chosen this. And he went for it, right? He said he's going to risk it to get the biscuit. And he got it sometimes, and there was only one time he didn't need to. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Another thing trending was Denmark and Belgium. They played yesterday. It's the first game Denmark's played since their superstar Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest on Saturday on the field. At the 10-minute mark, the teams both stopped, and the crowd and the teams clapped for a minute. They also put a defibrillator into his heart yesterday. Still trying to figure out why an athlete, world class, takes care of himself like you could not believe, who has no genetic history whatsoever, had nothing to show why he should have had a heart attack. Had a heart attack. A mystery. Chad Benson Show.
Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
Oh, happy Friday. A week from today, supposed to sit down, do the big thing. That thing is UFOs. Now, UFOs, let's be real, they're not UFOs at this moment. They're unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs, or UFOs, right? Let's not forget, too, we also submersible phenomenon, things that seem to go in and out of the oceans. There's a lot of different things, right? So that go on with this. But next week, they have to deliver everything by the 25th to the intel community. And that was part of Trump's last stimulus package, that this was in there. We've gotten some stuff that's been leaked a little bit. Well, they're not aliens. Are they? Well, we really don't know if they're aliens. They could be, this, or they could be. Nobody really knows. But it's very interesting because there are people that have seen some of this stuff, and it's the way that it's being thrown out there by others who've seen it, have said, who were also politicians, including Tim Burchett, Republican, Tennessee.
What do you think about all this UFO stuff going on right now?
I think we need to get to the bottom of it. It's pretty intriguing. I don't know what it is, but anytime you have legitimate pilots describing something that doesn't seem to conform to the laws of physics that govern aviation and is in U.S. airspace, I think it's something we need to get to the bottom of.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, why shouldn't we? I mean, shouldn't we want to get to the bottom of this? Of course we should. Right? Like that's a no-brainer. And it's so funny because and I try to tell people this when it comes to something like Chad, you believe in UFOs. I said, no. Here's the thing. You're thinking I believe in little green men. I don't know what they are. Be 100% honest with you. Could they be little green men? They may not even like that. I mean, it's a possibility, right? They may not want to know, hey, we're not even green. And why does it always have to be about race with your planet? It's a possibility. Could it also be other countries? That, to me, is scary. That, to me, and the question is real, is which one would you rather it be? Would you rather it be life from another planet or dimension? I say that because I'm an open-minded skeptic, and the whole thought process is we always have to say it's about coming from another planet. Well, what if there are several dimensions or more? What if Rick and Morty got it right and they're popping between places and timelines and stuff? Is that a possibility? Could be. You don't know, but there is a worry though, because these things are real and they are taking place, and there's not just one or two eyewitnesses. There are so many eyewitnesses that include people that you would say, well, that person's pretty, she's pretty above board there, flying, naval jet, several naval pilots, all those kind of things. It's a very serious thing when you think about this. If it's not something that we cannot explain because its technology is so advanced that we would think for this planet or for our time, but it's an enemy, that's scarier.
Bigger thing to worry about, if it's a foreign government or if it's aliens.
Oh, option B, much bigger thing to worry about.
You think the aliens would be worse?
I cannot imagine. If there is a foreign government that had these kinds of capabilities, I think we would see other indications of advanced technology. I can't imagine that what has been described or shown in some of the video belongs to any government that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I don't think it is a foreign government. I think if it was a foreign government, we'd be screwed. Because they're light years ahead of it. And this goes back to it's a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy, right? Like asking a question about the elections and were there some things that took place in this election that you have every right to ask? Yes. I think there absolutely was, because people did the eyeball test on the right, and they said, well, hold on a second, this person has 30,000 people here cheering him on, and this person over here could not fill a small parking lot at a supermarket, but somehow that person won. All right, it's understandable. Trust me, I get that. Could some things have happened? Of course. Could they not have happened? Absolutely. Should we ask a question? I have zero problems asking a question. Same thing that went with the Wuhan lab. Like the Wuhan lab was what? Oh, it can't happen. It's impossible. There's no way it could happen. Right? Why is that? Well, because this guy over here is orange, and he's bad, and he's mean, and he says stuff that's horrible, and we don't like him, whatever it was. Look, I don't know if it happened or didn't happen. What I do know is if I'm mapping stuff out, it feels very bat-like, but it also feels very much like there's a lot more to the story. Same thing with this. It's not whether or not there's UFOs or not UFOs or they're little green men, because that's the first thing that it does, because it's easy to go, if I can make it so in any situation, right? If I can make it so I say something to you about you that I can brand you something, automatically I could make it so, well, people are not going to take it seriously, right? And that was the whole thing with UFOs in the past, right? It's a bunch of crazy people, a bunch of rednecks living out there, going probed, blah, 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 blah. You know the story. But there was a lot that we couldn't explain. And now it's at the point where they can't keep it quiet. So the question has to be asked. And it doesn't make you crazy. And it also doesn't make you think, oh, these are little green men. I don't know what they are. What if they're gray? What if they are just a head floating around? What would that be like?
I'm not really a betting man, but the way these things operate, they certainly, you wouldn't want a human being or any living creature in something that moves that fast and changes direction that quickly. So, like I said, I have no idea what it is, but I think we should figure it out.
Yeah, and we should absolutely figure it out. And that's all it is. It's asking the question, and somehow along the way, and part of it is because there were people out there who took things to the extremes and went crazy and stuff and made it so it was, they were going to get made fun of, and automatically they were going to be disenfranchised from any conversation because it was easy to paint the picture. But real people are asking the question now, and I think it's a very fair question to ask. But you do see when you go and you deem somebody something, how easy it is to destroy their narrative and give you some sort of upper hand. And that happens too often in so many things, politics, right? In the world of cancel culture and all this craziness. Like Chrissy Teigen, right? Like, I'm not a big cancel people thing. I think it's stupid. I think it's idiotic. I think people say things and do things that are, especially when you're younger, that are taken out of context, just plain stupid. You grow as a human being. And I think it's dumb that we go and do that. But what happens is people take a situation and you do something or you say something, they either misconstrued it or whatever it is, or they have a different opinion and they're going to deem you something. And in doing so, they feel they've got an upper hand, and now they get to the people and the powers that be who are able to, at that point in time, only identify you as said thing. And for all the stuff that she's done, if you've not followed, so she's married to John Legend, and she's been an awful person. First of all, she's insufferable anyways. Secondly, the things that she has said to several young ladies when she was in her mid-20s, by the way. She wasn't 15, 16, 17. She's in her mid-20s telling Courtney Stodden that she should kill herself, Farrah Abraham, and several others. But for all those things, the thing to me that disturbed me about any of this stuff, because more people have come out, was what she did to a guy called Michael Costello who was on one of the runway shows, and they worked together. He came out and talked about the fact that he's been suicidal. He's wanted to kill himself. He's depressed. And over the last 7 years, she has made it her business to essentially destroy this guy. It's interesting. So he posted a bunch of stuff. Somebody posted something back in 2014. She accused him of stealing a person of color's design. And what ended up happening is somebody posted something on Instagram that was photoshopped. But as we all know, it flew around the internet. They deemed it to be fake of him using the N-word. And she didn't have any of it. So she went after him. And I'm telling you guys, it's weird because, it's a guy, right? So like we just don't care about that. No, it's wrong. There's a guy whose life has been destroyed. And it's completely asinine. And you don't think, well, that will never happen to and it happens every day. It happens every single day to somebody who's not done something or said something stupid 10 years ago and brings it up to somebody's boss now. So he actually finally got to the point where he posted the text messages between. This is what she says. He says, Chrissy, can I call you? No, I don't have anything to say to you. You will get what's coming to you. Chrissy, I never called anyone the N-word. Those fake images were Photoshop from a disgruntled employee. Good luck with that, LMAO. Hope that story keeps you and your already dead career going. And then he's like begging, please stop this. It's fake. It's not true. She says, good. Racist people like you deserve to suffer and die. You might as well be dead. Your career is over. Just watch. Every time he'd get a job somewhere in the fashion industry, magically, he would get fired or they wouldn't work with him. That's ruining a human being's life. And then you have all these stars who come to her like, oh, but I know her and what she said when she was younger and that's not who she is and blah, blah. No, I think it's exactly who she is. I think it is. And she led the charge against so many people. Normally, I'm like, no, I don't. I think canceling people is stupid. I think, you know what, for once, somebody kind of got what they deserved in her. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. Because think about this. People are saying, oh, well, when you apologize and you show remorse, we should embrace them and try not to kick them when they're down. That's Leona Lewis, big pop star. Zoe Saldana offered the same kind of love and all of these things, except for the fact that that's exactly what so many people in cancel culture have done. The problem is when they start to get canceled, they realize, eventually it's a boomerang. And I may have thrown it and it's done its damage, but it's picked up speed and it's coming back. Rough Greens. It's called a segue, kids. Makes pet food better. It does. Friends, it's my dog, Doodle, loves it. It's great. He sits there and he's like, oh, this is delicious. He does love it. It's a supplement, goes on top of your dog's food. It's not going to cost you a penny. You pay for shipping. They're going to send it right to you. It's got vitamins, minerals, vegetables, probiotics, digestive enzymes, all the goodness that your dog's food's lacking because your dog's food is meant to sit on a shelf. It has helped my dog with his coat. It has helped my dog with his joints and arthritic hips. I give it to everybody. When I get a bag or two, because I've got a bunch at home, I make sure that I get an extra bag or two, and I give it out to people who've got dogs to try it because I want to know what your feedback is. That's what they want. Free bag right now from Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/Chad. Go there. Get your free bag. Try it. They're putting their money where their mouth is. You pay for the shipping, they're going to send it to you directly. Ruffgreens.com/Chad or call 833-MY-DOG-77, 833-MY-DOG-77. Rough Greens makes any pet food better. Chad Benson Show.
Running with scissors sounds great compared to this.
Say what? I believe, Chad. You believe in UFOs.
Yeah. I just believe that there's stuff we can't explain, and I'm not going to back down. And if you can explain it to me with your vast wisdom and knowledge and understanding of certain things, please share with us all. If not, they're just unidentified. That's all I'm saying. Her name is Finna Kiefer. She was lost in the woods for 2 days after being chased off the hiking trail by bears.
Finna Kiefer's husband called 911 early Tuesday to say his wife needed help after she went hiking on a trail outside Anchorage.
I had to stand my guard while this bear was charging me. So I grabbed my pepper spray out of my side, and then I said, "Hey!"
Authorities say the 55-year-old used bear spray she brought with her to fend off the animals, but had already been chased off the trail and couldn't find her way back.
Hey! Did that work? First thing. Actually, it didn't work. How about the bear spray? Nope, seemed to make him angrier. You would think by now they'd have tasers, like bear tasers. I'm sure they do somewhere. You probably can't get them most places if they do have them, where the bear's like, oh, then you can scamper away. The bear's like, I can't see, but I can smell the hell out of you. When I do, and I open my eyes and I feel better, I'm going to kick your ass.
While he was charging me, I was saying to the God, is this the way I'm going to die?
To the God. Big G.
Kiefer told rescuers she heard search helicopters overhead, but they couldn't see her.
I stayed up. I had to stay up. I was getting cold. And then the helicopters were searching me on the other side of the mountain.
Despite difficult conditions, Kiefer managed to stay alive with help from waterproof matches. Bad weather forced crews to stop searching Wednesday afternoon, but not long after, Kiefer emerged from the trail on her own and flagged down a search volunteer.
Just out of curiosity. Now, I know the bear's chasing you or you got off the trail. I mean, you would think, though, they didn't chase you for 5 hours. I'm not trying to be weird. Like, they didn't. Not 5 hours. Throwing it out there? You're mean, Chad. I always wondered, does the bear spray really work? Apparently it did. Or was it the hair with jazz hands? 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. It's the Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, 2 medical degrees, no mom, no dad in the house, worked my way through college, sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious?
Ty Smith's his name. He's in Illinois. Got himself a little medical degree there. Not one, but 2. And, oh, by the way, does a radio show on the weekend. Not a shocker. You know what? By the sounds of it, he doesn't like critical race theory. Oh, why not? He should embrace it. He's black. Because he realizes the BS money-making scam that is meant to do nothing but divide us and create victims and oppressors. That's it. Period. Case closed. End of story. That's what it is. It's not meant for anything else. It's not meant to educate anybody. Right? It's not meant to do anything like that. It's meant to divide and to say you over here are oppressed because these little kids over here are the oppressors. And this kid's like, wait, what? That's what it is. That's it. No more. No more. It's not meant for anything else. Oh, well, except for the most important part. Money. Big business, man. Write yourself a curriculum. It's big business being woke. I woke up and I thought I need to make money. That's it. I joke all the time with my uncle. I said, we could come up with so much crap, dude, and people will buy it, right? People will buy the hell out of it because so many people out there are just itching to what? To apologize for something that they didn't do, that they had no part of, because they feel guilty. It's crazy. So, Chad, you're telling me there's not privilege? There's privilege in everything, man. You live in America? Let me tell you something. Privileged. 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 No, this is the most white supremacist, evil country ever. Okay, because you've been to every country ever? Ever? Really? Because you've been other places? Well, I mean, no. We're the most diverse nation in history. You know how you know? Well, let me tell you how I know. Because I've been a lot of places. And I walk around and go, wow, there's a lot of white people there. Getting ready to watch a soccer game right now. Croatia's going to play. I'm going to tell you how many black guys are on that Croatian team. I'm going to count them up here in a minute. That's 0. How about that, huh? Yeah. No, we're blessed. Critical race theory is a joke. If you want to teach history, I'm all for that. If you want to talk about the bad that was perpetrated, 100%. If you want to talk about the things that happened in the past that are a true mark in time against the creation of this country, 100%. If you want to talk about the fact that odds in the past were completely stacked against minorities and women, absolutely, talk about that. But if you're going to do that, talk about everything. Don't leave any of it out. Don't shame anybody. Bring it forward, though, into what we've become as a nation and how we've progressed forward. But it's not about that. At the end of the day, what it's truly about is, can I make a victim of you, you, and you? Can I put you in a special category? Can I classify you as something that will give you victimhood? And in doing so, I could be the great white savior, along with my other friends who also happen to be people of color, but they also believe they're better than you. And they're here for that. And remember, Martin Luther King was always about, you know what? I hope one day when my kids grow up, that they're completely judged by their skin color, not who they are, not what they're about, not the lives that they lead, that everybody else is judged by their identity, not what's inside.
This is what we come to now. I can't believe we're even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm going to say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what?
No, color of their skin.
Not their skin. If they letting this stuff go on right now, it is absolutely doing the complete reverse of what he's doing. So when February comes, don't talk about Martin Luther King. When February comes, don't talk about Black History Month. Y'all gonna sit there and just pretty much pee on his grave with this nonsense. That's exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah. I'm all about talking about stuff that we should be talking about. It's great. With no preconceived, I'm going to automatically look at you and say you're this or that. I just think it's coming in and having a conversation. Is there sexism in the world? Yes. Is there homophobia in the world? Yes. Is there racism in the world? Yes. All of those things. And it's funny because somebody said to me the other day, well, people of color can't be racist. I go, how can they not be racist? How can they not have bigoted ideas? Well, because it's only a white thing. So what you're saying, you're singling out that we as human beings are completely different in such a way that they are not human? They're robots? They're not independent in thinking? They can't be, oh, no, that's not what no. Yes, as part of being in the human race, you absolutely can. I know it's hard for people to believe that. We have come so far. You guys know that. you're not idiots. You're not idiots. You get that. People go, white people, some people have you believe that just white people are just walking around all day just going, man, I got to get back and sell this set of tires over here. But between now and then, I got to figure out how to keep somebody down. No. It's not that way. We've lost the plot because we've allowed people to make an industry out of making sure there's tons of victims and taking those victims and saying, I'm going to fight for you, but I'm going to need something from you guys. A vote, money, trust, whatever it is. Both sides come up with their boogeyman, right? Both sides do. They come up with their boogeyman and they do it. For critical race theory right now is insane. It's crazy, right? But the left has their boogeyman for the right, which is domestic terror. Like, it's all about domestic terror. It's like every white person potentially is Timothy McVeigh. It's like, you're like, okay, I can't. It's nuts. Are there bad people out there that are crackers? Yeah, but you can't ask. There is. But this stuff is nuts. This stuff is what does divide us. This stuff is what does push us apart. All because there's other agendas, money's to be made. It's that simple. Follow the money, get to the truth. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Do love hearing from every single one of you who's out there relaxing, enjoying themselves. Yesterday, big deal. Obamacare survives again.
This is certainly a huge sigh of relief for the 31 million Americans insured by the Affordable Care Act and the millions more who rely on its protections for pre-existing conditions. In a 7-2 ruling, the Supreme Court rebuffed the Republican argument that because Congress did away with the law's tax penalty for the uninsured, the entire thing should be scrapped.
But it was actually that ended up causing the justices to side with it, because there is no penalty. So nobody was harmed. Oh, yeah. So when the Republicans did away with the Obamacare tax penalty, whatever you want to call it, basically got rid of it, when they took it before the court and they said, well, we should now totally get rid of the whole thing because this thing's gone. And they said, no. And they said, well, people are hurt. Who's hurt? You don't buy it. You don't buy it. There's nothing here that makes it so anybody's being injured in this. And they're like, oh! My goodness me. Frustration level through the roof. I'll say it again, Republicans. Come up with something better. Figure out a way to make things better. Come up with a way where people don't have to guess on what prices are going to be. Come up with a way where people don't go bankrupt if they have a heart attack or if they're going through cancer treatments. Come up with a way where we get people insured as competition grows. Come up with a way for those things to happen. I think you'll find that you can get Democrat support. And Democrats, you got to want this too. You guys have to want it together. Republicans, you failed. You had opportunities and you didn't come up with something that was real. There were some good things, but a lot of eh. Democrats, you pushed this thing through with zero report in the dead of the night over the Republicans with no opportunity really for them to have any voice in this. And this battle line has been drawn. How about we undraw the battle line and we come together and say, hey, is there any way we can really put something together here? It's a little bit of public-private partnership. Is there something we could do that benefits, I'm going to say this, guys, the people? If there is, I think we should have a conversation. If there isn't, because of the powers that be don't want it that way, it's going to be tough for us. But we continue to vote people in that continue to do nothing or go against the things they're going to say or really have very little impact whatsoever. Well, that's what we get. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Raycon, best earbuds around. I wear my Raycons all the time. Somebody asked me yesterday, because I said when I'm editing stuff and I take my earbuds down to very low levels. And I said, the reason I do that, first of all, with my noise isolating fit, it gives me the best crisp sound, my Raycons. I do that because I like stuff. I want to hear if I can cut through the noise. And Raycon does that. The earbuds from Raycon are second to none. No wires, no stems. The talk time is amazing. The Bluetooth seamless is just incredible. Right there. And the styles are awesome. Different colors. But that fit with the new gel tip is beyond amazing. Start well under $100. Great for summer, right? You're out there working out more. You need to treat yourself. Maybe quick rush job. Get yourself something for dad this weekend that might be perfect. It's this. Raycon. Get your Raycons now. Save big, an extra 15%. They start under $100. 45-day happiness guarantee. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. 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 Chad Benson Show.
Don't let the Washington Beltway strangle you. This is where the exhausted majority comes to refuel, realign, and reevaluate. This is Chad Benson.
The Alpha variant or the UK variant that we have here, we saw that quickly become the dominant strain in a period of 1 or 2 months, and I anticipate that is going to be what happens with the Delta strain here.
CDC Director Walensky right there. Delta strain. Be terrified. Be absolutely terrified of the Delta strain. I got shamed yesterday. That's what somebody said. You got COVID shamed. Because I had COVID, right? And I've got vaccinated. And somebody says, well, Chad, if you're doing the right thing, you wouldn't have got it. I'm like, are you being serious right now? Yeah. I said, okay. I mean, first of all, whatever. I mean, if you think that's shameful, you don't know me. But I just thought, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. I wear my mask. Good. I wear my mask too. And by the way, I don't just kind of social distance. If there was an Olympic medals for social distancing, I'm the Michael Phelps of that. I'm a little family. I have my lizards. I have the same 6 or 8 people that I've been working with. I don't go anywhere. I don't see anybody. I mean, I was the social distance champ. I joked, like, not a lot changed in my life outside of seeing movies and going out to eat. Not a lot changed. And I didn't do either of those. But the fact that somebody would say that just makes you just laugh, because there are just so many, like, pious people that are out there. And it comes with the territory, but I just love, like, well, I didn't get it. Well, great for you. Fantastic. It's like, whoa. Wow. What about those people that have been vaccinated and haven't? We should definitely get rid of those people. Isn't it crazy? But that's the world we live in. Like yesterday. So I told a story last week about these guys who were playing Frisbee golf and they hit my car. And we kind of got into a little something. This guy calls the radio station. Their boss was telling us. And the same week, my other on-air host for my local show, he's got this like 7-year-old guy falling around a store telling him he needs to take his mask off. And finally, Gatos looks at him and says, dude, do I look approachable? Just leave me alone. And this guy calls the radio station and says, we need to be taken off the air because I beat up children in the park and he beats up elderly people. And you're like, that's what people hear, right? Like they're just, is that what I did? He goes, yeah, they were children. I go, they were 30-year-old children? Well, they're younger than you. Does not count as a child. Idiot. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. It's an ugly house. Let's see how many bids we get. Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
It's the press's job to speak truth to power, and just because Biden has gotten a pass so far, which he has and continues to do, it is in no one's best interest to treat him like it's state TV. And as Sarah pointed out, that is the biggest difference between us and Russia.
Yeah, the thing that I never saw Trump do was apologize to anybody. And I will take it. Sometimes I'm rude to somebody. We're all like that.
I don't
care. Let me just finish what I'm saying.
Well, with all due respect, I don't care if he's apologizing. He just embarrassed himself.
I don't.
They like each other. It's Whoopi Goldberg and Meghan McCain. He never apologized. Okay? He didn't apologize. Should he at times? To who? To whom, if you will, should he apologize? I'm just for his allies. It's all. No, I'm curious. Like, who should he have apologized to? She's right. At times he did embarrass himself. At times he picked fights when he didn't need to pick. At times he said stuff that I thought was stupid and well beneath the office. But Obama apologized for 8 years. Hey, we are so sorry for being like awesome. It's like we have an embarrassment of riches, and we are so. I don't even know. We're sorry. We're sorry. Like, no. And Biden's got a totally free pass. The press doesn't ask him any real question. That Brian Stelter, if you guys need, he interviewed Jen Psaki, and I'm just going to play Brian Stelter here on this on the radio. It's like, oh, Jen, is there something we could do better? What do we miss with him, Jen? Oh, Jen, we really like him, Jen. He's a great guy, Jen. He does everything great. He's going to play everybody for a fool, Jen. My uncle and I got into it yesterday because he's like, Biden's an idiot. And I said, well, there's no doubt Biden's got some issues. I'm not going to lie to you there. And if you don't think he has issues and maybe he's lost more than a step or two, you're fooling yourself. They tried to destroy him in the primaries, right? And the debates and everything. And then once it, got to the point where he was it was like, all right, all hands on deck. Let's make sure that we prop this guy up. Now, I don't think he's at the point where Reagan was the last 2 years. I don't think he's there. Because there was definitely serious issues now looking back. And we weren't really as versed as we are now with dementia and Alzheimer's. But could you ask some questions? Absolutely. Does he stumble around all the time and his thought process isn't the one it once was? Well, yeah, that happens. And I think all of us understands that. But to ignore it is a bunch of crap. And to only focus on it is also a bunch of crap. But somewhere in there is the reality that he isn't what he once was. But the media doesn't focus on that. The media focuses on, oh, man, he really played Putin for a puppet. No, he didn't. Putin doesn't give a rat's ass about Biden. He didn't care. Putin's going to leave when he's ready to leave. The sanctions Trump threw on him were much tougher. Way tougher. Right? He armed the Crimean, the rebels there. Trump did a lot more than Biden's going to do. Biden handed him his pipeline. Trump didn't give him a pipeline. But it was funny to watch the media. Do I think that Biden really had a bunch of missteps? No, I don't think he did. But to say that he was, this was a new tone, a new whatever, this is change. It's not. At the end of the day, Putin will do whatever the Pooter wants to do. But listen to this guy. This guy here, John Meacham, is a former Newsweek editor. He's an author, opinion writer for the New York Times. Just listen to him talk about the poetry of Biden.
So this felt to me as though there was kind of two tributaries meeting. The president talking about how important our values are. That's one tributary. The other was, this is a very practical man who believes in these ideals, who believes that diplomacy is hard work. As you say, it's meat and potatoes. You just keep plugging. And there was, I guess my insight watching the press conference yesterday was there was a kind of poetry in his prose. Does that make sense? Not literally his prose, but just the whole, it was straightforward. And by being so straightforward, it seemed kind of elevating to me.
There was a poetry in his prose. There was a poetry in his prose, a natural flow of speech and grammatical structure. Yes. There was a lots of Trump, but there was a lot of stuttering, a lot of forgetfulness. I don't know if it's poetry. I don't know if you call it that. You're not being nice to Biden. No, I'm just being honest. Again, I don't think Biden's a bad guy. He's a career politician. If you're honest with yourself, he's a corporatist. He is, but to say that he is what he once was would be a lie. None of us are what we once were. But he's, 78 years old? So to say that he is what he once was would be a lie. And to say that there isn't any issues. But most importantly, take all of that away, the way that the media has handled him, the establishment media, right? Like, so when you say, well, Fox is just nothing but a right-wing talking puppet, blah, 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 whatever it is, take them out of it. Tell me LA Times, New York Times, right? The CNNs, the MSNBCs, tell me that they're fawning over him. They're just, fawning over him. And everybody's like, he's nuts and he's lost his. No, I don't think he's done any of those things. I think he's definitely lost a step. And I think there are questions that we can have about certain things. There's no doubt about that. But here's what I'll always say about whether or not people think he's just some sort of puppet nut job that's lost his mind and all this. I think his wife loves him, and I do not think for an instance she would allow him to be embarrassed in front of the world and taken advantage of. But yes, you can ask some questions about whether or not he's lost a bit. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fair. It's a fair question to ask. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. The Fed signaled as early as this year the rates may go up. Oh, jeez. And because of that, the market is off a bit today. And it'll bounce around, probably do the same thing overnight through the weekend and after hours trading because they're trying to figure out exactly what to do. All that being said, the housing market's insane. Case in point. Colorado Springs, Colorado. They call it the house from hell.
Welcome to 4525 Churchill Court.
But Mimi Foster, the real estate agent, calls it something else.
The house from hell. Been calling it Mimi's Little House of Horrors.
The home was vandalized by a former tenant who was evicted more than a year ago.
And what she wrote in here is, now you won't be able to rent this again. Ha ha. There is not a surface in this home that doesn't need fixing.
Yeah. And by the way, whoever was writing it, it was not a strong speller. That's what I'm saying. It's a nice house. I mean, it's I don't know if it's like Colorado Springs is nice, but it's definitely a nice house. It's got a good look to it. It's a good area. But this person trashed this house. So, want to buy it?
We have an expression, if it smells, it won't sell.
Whatever you do,
Nobody has any idea what's actually in there.
don't open the fridge in the basement.
Oh, did you get that? I'm not sure I've ever smelled anything like that before. I would say we've had at least 250 phone calls today.
Yes, this house, put on the market Tuesday, is selling for almost $600,000 cash.
I'm going to go out there again. $600,000 cash money. Cash money. House is trashed. The house is nasty. There's something that died inside of there. Dead cats. I mean, soiled carpets. It is everything that when you would watch one of those shows where people have hoarded, this is when they've got a majority of the stuff out and it's just totally, this is it. But it's an area and it's a time in which the housing market has lost its mind.
I list vacant houses all the time. I have not seen this kind of hysteria even in this market.
In Colorado, buyers are so eager to get into the housing market, they're willing to pay cash for homes like this one as is.
It's going to take $150,000 to make this house livable.
150,000. So you're 600 G's on top of that. And that's if you get it for $6. Let's be real. You look at the market, right? You get comps around there and you say, what if everything around here is going for about $1 million, $1.5 million in some areas? Good school district, right? I put 150 grand in this thing, redo this house, lickety split. If the market stays hot, let's say you get it for 650, you put 150 into it, you're up for 800 grand. If you could sell it for $1 million, you've made $200,000. You could sell it more than that. It's just all cash money. And people are insane. People are doing that because there is more buyers than sellers. So let's see how she's doing so far in selling the house from hell.
Her listing holds nothing back.
This formerly majestic 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage home was once the seller's pride and joy. Now it's every landlord's nightmare. I wanted them to know that they were getting a damaged house with a lot of potential.
Even still, with all of its flaws, the home has been viewed more than 130,000 times on Zillow since it was posted on Tuesday, and the listing agent has already received 16 written offers.
16. So a little bit more about it. It's 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3,600 square feet, almost an acre of land. That is, that's pretty good. Not going to lie to you there. It's pretty darn good. The amount of money that I think you sink it in there, the area itself, you could probably make some, but it also shows the insanity and what people are willing to do. Especially out-of-state buyers who've come from places like California, New York, other places that have seen their real estate property get to the point where they had no choice in their mind. They get, let's just sell and get the hell out of here. So for them to throw, they sell, like my mom's home is pretty decent size in Orange County. It's not huge. I mean, it's what, like 5 bedrooms and I think 3.5 bath, and it's probably about 3,000 square feet. She paid like $285 for it. She'd probably get 1.4 for it. Is it worth 1.4? No. I keep telling her. It's time, Mom. It's time. It's time to take advantage. You're foolish not to take advantage of it. Sell it and get the hell out of California. Maybe you can buy the house from hell. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show. Twitter, tweet at us, MyPillow. The MyPillow. The one that started it all, right? Like, out there is MyPillow. This one. Normally, it's decent money. Now it's $29.98. You're saving $40 on that. Save $40 savings on the MyPillow. It's guaranteed never go flat. Machine washable and dryable. Here's something great about it. Maybe besides the amazing sleep you can get, the greatest part to me. It's made here in the United States of America. I can't emphasize that more, how awesome that is. 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. You're going to love, love, love your MyPillow. You will. $5 more gets you the king size. Right now, they have huge discounts on every single item you could think of, from the towels to the My Slippers to the mattress toppers to the Giza Dream Sheets. Take advantage of it all right now. Go to MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com. Use the promo code Benson. MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. Or you can give them a call. 800-983-4975. 800-983-4975. Get your MyPillow today, $29.98. Got to use promo code Benson. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. Chad Benson Show.
No fake outrage here, just the real thing. The Chad Benson Show.
No fake outrage. Okay, a little outrage.
Here's how you make vegan barbecue pulled pork with banana peels that taste like the real thing. First, you take out the pulp of the...
First of all, it's not the real... It's trans food. It's not real. Not the same thing. It identifies maybe at pork, but it's not pork. It's just... Why don't you just call it what it is? It's banana peel, pulled banana peel. It's not pulled pork. Because pork is pork, right? So that's pork. What is that? It's pork. That's a banana peel. Okay. So let's figure out how we make this.
The banana, then you shred it with a fork, saute it in garlic and onion. I used Carolyn Caption's barbecue sauce recipe, and I sauteed it some more, added some avocado slaw, and it was amazing.
It was not. Chad, you don't know. It could be delicious. Could be. I'm not a huge pulled pork fan. And now that I know that pork potentially has nandrolone in it, which is a steroid of some sort, I'm all about taking it. Chad. That is not very nice. I've never understood, like, hey, I'm going to make a hamburger made out of something that's not a hamburger. We're going to call it the same thing. Why don't you call it what it is? Here's some food. This is food. This is but like, I just find that to be bizarre. Pulled pork. It identifies as pulled pork. It identifies. That's all I'm saying. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Got a new holiday, Juneteenth. Yesterday it was signed by Biden. So most everybody who's a federal employee will have it off next year, not this year. Will it become a state holiday? That will be for the states to decide. Will everybody get it off next year? I don't know. So we have Juneteenth as a new holiday. That gives them 44 paid days off a year on the federal side of things. Just want to soak that up. 44 paid days off. That's pretty good. Pretty good. It's pretty good if you can get it. Like every holiday you could think of. They're like, what other holidays can we get? Can we just make stuff up at this point? I mean, Juneteenth is real, but can we just start throwing stuff out? Maybe. Get the right Congress, get the right president, you might be able to get some other stuff. In fact, we as a collective should all get together and say, look, we have our differences, but we'd all like to have more days off. Let's get them to buy into our crap. So every time it switches from Republican to Democrat, they want to one-up the other one by giving people days off. Not a bad thing. Guys, have a blessed, wonderful weekend. You know what we'll do? We'll do it again on Monday for all you fathers out there. Happy Father's Day Too often we're discounted, but we're important. Oh, yeah, baby. Night-night, Jack.
This is the Chad Benson Show.